Hi, I'm Marcel James, and today I'm going to talk about offering my mastering services on Fiverr. So, as most of you probably know, Fiverr is a platform that allows you to sell services or work as gigs, as they call them, for as little as $5. It's where they got their name. I started using the service last fall, late last year, for some music artwork and various photo and video editing, and it worked out really well. So, it got me thinking, well, maybe I'll try this service to sell as well as buy and sell my mastering services. So, after doing some research on Fiverr, I saw that the average mastering was much lower than what I charge typically for a hardware and software combined master. So, I decided to try it out tentatively at first at $30. I later went to $40 to try to find that sweet spot. And I started in April. So the first month I sent, I don't know, 4 or 5 clients over there and was able to come up with $145 in revenue. The second month was May, and I had $70 in revenue. And to be honest, I won't say that I gave up on Fiverr at that point. I kept thinking, well, maybe I'll reach level 1, and I'll talk more about the levels in a minute. And then I'll start getting maybe some more activity. I really had no idea how you got exposure on Fiverr. I just knew to start off with, just putting a gig up there wasn't generating me any work immediately. So I started sending some of my clients there, particularly ones that I thought, well, they'd want to take advantage of the value because their budgets weren't as high as my usual rates are. So I said, hey, here's an opportunity for you to save some money, get my same mastering. And it worked somewhat. And so I won't say I gave up in May, but it wasn't a focus. And then in June, I had a few more jobs come through and my revenue was about $280. And so then I started getting really close to level 1. In fact, I had met one of the key thresholds. Now, there are several thresholds to reach these levels and I'd consider them just gimmies. Basically, you need to maintain a 4.7 star or higher review rating. Fortunately, I've had all 5-star reviews. You need to be quick in your delivery times, your response times. You can't have complaints. But again, to me, those are just gimmies. You have to have those really in any business to be successful today, with the way that people communicate and the way that, reviews and references really are a lifeblood of your business now. So those were the easier things. But the key metrics that you have to reach to hit what's called level 1, which is the first stage. It sounds like the highest stage, which is kind of maybe somewhat by design, but it goes level 1, level 2, and then top level or top rated seller, they call it. Now, to reach level 1, and you get a little badge by your name, and you really do start getting some more activity, which I'll show you in a minute, you need 10 orders or $400 in revenue. Well, I had broken that threshold of $400, but I didn't yet have 10 orders. So when July rolled around, I started putting forth more effort than even before, and I said, okay, let's hit that 10 order threshold and get that badge. And so when July came, I did hit level 1. Matter of fact, it went live on July 15th. About a week earlier, I had hit the number, but they hold off before they publish it. I guess there's a review process just to make sure everything's in order. So I hit level 1, and indeed, the activity did start to increase. In fact, July has a few days left in it right now, about 4 days. July's revenue is $600. And a lot more impressions and more clicks than I'd been getting in recent months. So the activity did increase. Now keep in mind, I sent a lot of my own customers to Fiverr to get this progress, to reach level 1, which I did do. But nothing fell on my lap. And I don't know if I expected it to or not. I mean, you don't know what to expect, but I can tell you that in the early stages of working on Fiverr as a seller, you need to be prepared to do outreach. You need to be prepared to post this stuff on your social media and to do outreach and just say, hey, if you're interested in a master, I have a special rate. I have something going on Fiverr. I'm looking for new clients. Now, in July, the past 4, 5, 6 weeks, I did start to get a few extra customers that I didn't know. Interestingly, some of these customers are people that were referred to me. So for some reason, they were referred to me and they found me then on Fiverr. Maybe they went to my website, they saw me, I had posted about it. I'm not exactly sure. I just know that some good new clients that are references, that are referrals, are getting funneled in through Fiverr, which is fine because long term, if these numbers keep increasing, it's going to be a good business for me, a good side hustle, if you will. The level 2 stage is my next goal. And I hope to make another video in a few months when I hit that number. I expect maybe 3, 4 months from now, maybe another 3 months. That's my goal. Level 2 isn't so tough on the dollar side because that requirement is $2,000 in revenue, and I'm already over 1,000, so I expect to hit that part of it. But 50 orders for level 2, that's going to be a little bit tougher to reach, but still seems now doable, being that I'm at 15 orders now. So July was a pretty active month, so I'm hoping by October, November to hit level 2. And then obviously my sites would be on top rated seller to get the most activity. Top rated seller requires, among other things, 100 orders, which is pretty doable. Once you've hit 50, you're not talking about a big leap to get to 100, but $20,000 in revenue. And that's going to be a challenge to jump from 2,000 to 20,000. So that's going to be an interesting leap in that regard. Now, why did I say, well, of course, it's a play on words, mastering Fiverr for the title of this video, but why do I say mastering? Well, of course, I'm an audio mastering engineer. That's easy. How am I mastering Fiverr? Well, I believe that this growth is pretty good. And the one thing that I see happening is that I'm hitting page 1. Now, I'd be curious, those of you that want to go up to Fiverr, type in mastering in the search column and see where if I show up on your page 1 or page 2. But on my wife's computer and on a good friend of mine's computer, I don't search on my own computer, obviously, because I'm logged into my account. I am coming up on page 1 out of 9,700, and there's less than 100 on the first page. So out of 9,700 results for mastering, and they're all different kinds of things that relate to mastering. Some are even master plans for architecture, which is kind of interesting. So they're not all audio mastering engineers, but they all come up in that search. So with that search criteria, I'm coming up somewhere around the middle of the first page, which I think is very, very strong. I think is very good, and I'm very happy with it. But I believe it's because I've sent this traffic in myself, that I didn't just sit back and post the gig and then slowly wait for work to trickle in. I was proactive. I do think their algorithm, from what I've seen, rewards you with more impressions, which results in more clicks than you would normally have if you weren't sending traffic in on your own. So there's a price to be paid, as with starting any business. There's an investment to be made on the front end. Good thing is my clients are very happy with the mastering work I do. If you're here for audio reasons, like most of my subscribers are, I'm happy to master for you. I think this is further evidence that I'm doing a good job because I am getting rated highly and people are sending referrals in and they're giving me repeat business as well. So look for me on Fiverr. Check out the link in the description. And watch for the level 2 video in a few months. I'm excited to show you some more progress. I hope that if you're interested in buying or selling on Fiverr, maybe this has enlightened you a bit on what to look for. So send me your music to master, subscribe for more information. Got a lot of different videos coming up in the next weeks and months, a lot of different types of stuff, all related to music, audio business, and also gear and mixing and mastering. Thanks for watching. See you next time.